I'm here with Steve Hall, founder of Revive Stronger. It's training, nutrition, lifestyle. I got the Revive shirt on here. I was a longtime client of Steve's for several years. As you can tell, when Steve starts talking, that is not a New Jersey or New York City accent. He's kind enough to join us from across the pond in London. Steve, how you doing today?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on, Chris. It's an honor, and it's always amazing to see people wearing the logo and to see you in it now. It brings a lot of love to my heart, which is nice to see at this like weird time that we're in. And yeah, I'm good. Can't complain too much. We've actually got like pretty nice weather over here in the UK at the moment, which is nice, but also a bit frustrating because you're not meant to be out in it. So, but it's nice, and then it just being miserable outside, that would probably bring everyone's mood down even more. So yeah, thank you for inviting me on.
Yeah, no, it's an honor for me too. I mean, you obviously played a big part of my life, and you got me, I've always been into fitness and nutrition, but you took that to the next level, with me and got me to, I guess, fight through some plateaus where I wasn't making as much progress. Now, not as much progress as you. I think about when we started working together around 2016, you and I probably had similar physiques, and you fast forward to now, my physique's the same, and you are absolutely jacked. This guy, if you follow Revive Stronger, look at his Instagram page. I mean, this guy's made incredible progress, and I believe you're not that far off from getting your pro card in natural bodybuilding. So you're
Appreciate
crushing
that.
it, dude. So kudos to you.
Yeah, I've invested probably an unhealthy amount into my bodybuilding, but yeah, it's been nice to see it all be paid back. And I guess, yeah, sometimes you don't see your investments paying off until you strip it back. You just have to keep trusting that it's paying off. You have to trust that process for years, and then yeah, the stripped off 20 pounds of fat, and it all kind of showed itself. So it was very gratifying.
Well, speaking about putting that work in, and I think we see the finished product of your company today, right? And you guys are doing great, and you're expanded. You hired some coaches, but it wasn't always that way, right? It was like comparing it to the physiques, like it was a very it wasn't as a mature state when you first started the company. And I'm always interested in like those origin stories and kind of the beginning, because I think people don't realize like a lot of businesses start off very elementary and very basic, right? So let's take it back to the beginning with you. Before Revive Stronger, like that immediate time frame before, like what were you doing, and then kind of what got you thinking about doing what you're doing today?
So yeah, it's crazy to think. Even I look at the business now and I think it's rudimentary, and I don't think it's like even thinking that it is a business, and we are like VAT registered, and these kind of like these are big things for us. But I still see us as like not I want to be much more than we are now. But comparative to where I began with everything, yeah, things have come on a big way. At the start, it was all me, and now, like you said, I have a business partner. We have three other kind of like coaches on the team. There's an actual we have like people that we outsource work to. We work with people. So yeah, it's crazy to think that it's come to the point now. And like you said, like your physique, you don't really realize where you are until you look back at where you started. And for me, this all started, I actually was working a standard office job. So I was commuting into London whilst living at home. And it was looking like that was going to be my career, was within kind of retail merchandising. And I was doing pretty well. I think a lot of kind of physique competitors have that kind of like, just we work hard, we want to get stuff done, and when we're invested in something we want to progress. And that's what I was doing with that job. But whilst I was there, it was very obvious I had a side passion, and I was very much trying to educate myself. Any kind of free time I had, I was kind of focused around nutrition, training, all of that. I was leaving the office, coming home, and then going straight to the gym every evening after work, and then back into work. So it was definitely something that was obviously a huge passion of mine. And so I decided that I would take weekends to do personal training qualification work. So you can do like courses where you can just every kind of 2 weekends or something, you had to go to a gym and study there, and then you'd study in your free time. So I would take lunch breaks, study for my PT qualification. Fortunately, I was already super interested in it, so a lot of the stuff that I was going over was fairly basic compared to that, and like you don't have to be a kind of brain surgeon to be a PT. Like the qualification is not hugely difficult by any means. So I managed to qualify, and then it came to a point where I was like, either I'm going to take this career in merchandising and make that my gig, and I'm going to take that on, or I can kind of take a plunge, take a risk, and become a personal trainer. And there was a few things that aligned where an opportunity came up for me to be a PT, where someone who knew me knew of my kind of, I don't know, passion for fitness and health and my knowledge. And they're like, you need to be a personal trainer. And that opportunity led to me kind of handing in my notice and just taking on a position as a personal trainer. Unfortunately, that actual opportunity fell through. So a bit weird. That opportunity was to take on someone's clients already. So like a easy way in. But that actually fell through after I'd already handed my notice, which is not a great thing. But my local gym had an opening for a personal trainer. So I actually started working as a personal trainer on the floor, which for any PTs who are listening to this, when you first start, it isn't very fun. You don't have like a base of clients. No one knows who you are. And then you kind of feel like a bit of a salesman on the gym floor. And it's like, how do you even attract clients? And I am not someone who is very like extroverted. I'm not very good at sales, I would say, like from a like standing, talking to people, trying to get someone to buy something. And I'm not necessarily saying those are like huge traits you must have, but it felt like it was things I struggled with, like approaching people in the gym. Just that confidence wasn't there. And at this time, I was also like taking my first contest prep for natural bodybuilding. So that kind of took me even more introverted because I was tired and hungry and didn't have energy for other people. But what that led to was a bit of a weird opportunity where people within the gym saw me getting shredded. They saw me lifting weights. Like I became my own advertisement basically. And these were kids from surrounding schools who were like a couple of years younger than me and were like, I want some of what you've got, but I don't want a one-on-one PT. And this is where I was like, well, I know of this like online coaching thing. Maybe we can just, I can program you my nutrition, like your nutrition and your training. And so I started picking up kind of kids from around the surrounding schools for very little and just sitting my ass behind a desk. And that just started growing and growing. I started getting results with them. They were referring them to their friends. And eventually I had like a nice little client base, which allowed me to scale back my one-on-one time as a PT and focus more on the online side. So I just continued to plow everything into that. And I was already like documenting my own progress over on YouTube. I had some awful vlogs and some trying to be informational videos.
I remember the early ones. Yeah.
Oh, they're bad. They're still there. If people ever want to check out some, oh yeah, I cringe at them, but they show a journey. And so I keep them there because I'm just like, I like being able to look back at that and see where kind of the humble beginnings, as it were. Eventually I got to a point where my girlfriend, who I'd met at work, that the job I was doing before, was looking to move out of her current flat and find some new digs. And that was an opportunity for me to move out from home and move in with her. And at the time it was pretty risky because I didn't have a huge amount of income coming in. So I was like, if I do this, I need to really like invest into this online coaching thing and make it my kind of real deal thing. So that's what I did. I moved out, went in with her, and this is where I just focused on like content marketing.